Oh man, and I was excited for Yeezy season to be back. What's going on, you guys? Mr. Money1235 back here yet again for a new album review. Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, Kendrick has always been about these kind of retrospective, kind of storytelling type of albums. Good Kid, Mad City, his last album, was definitely an album that I consider to be one of the best in the hip-hop genre, honestly. And I still think that to this day. I mean, the songs like Backseat Freestyling and Swimming Pools off of this album are just incredible bangers. Really, really fun and catchy songs, really amazing production. Kendrick's production kind of mimics that a little bit of Kanye West, as in he kind of incorporates a whole lot of instruments into his work. The production of his albums are what really stand out to me. But along with that, you get the added benefit of someone who puts together lyrics about subjects that actually matter, involving race and family and stuff like that, and all the lyrics just aren't about himself and how much money he makes. Good Kid, Mad City is definitely on a pedestal for me in terms of hip-hop, which is a genre that I'm honestly not the most knowledgeable in, but this is definitely one of my favorite albums of the genre. But my god, man, if it was only to be topped by anything, it would have to be To Pimp a Butterfly. This album is just all over the place, incorporating elements of like jazz and funk into the straight up hip hop beats. It's a turn that I'm really happy to see on this album because it makes the album really, really diverse musically. And it also creates something really playful along in the production. The very first song on this album opens up, Wesley's Theory, and you just feel it. It feels so fucking good. The rap verses come in, and it's just got this awesome flow about it. It's really catchy hook. You've got like these old style jazz sounding pianos playing in the background over the track. His flow is so powerful. Definitely an amazing way to start off this album. You could definitely tell Thundercat's influence on this thing. The next track on here, For Free, is like a free jazz piece with some really zany lyrics about how this dick ain't free. This track is just crazy wild. His rap verses are all over the place and they are sung so fast over this free jazz instrumentation. It's almost refreshing listening to this album. It really is. The next song on this album, King Kunta, might actually be his next single for this record. And my god, do I hope it is. This song is so absolute funky, it's catchy, just an amazing, amazing track. The next track on this album, Institutionalized, slows down the album a little bit with some really cool production. Really cool production along with a guest verse from Snoop Dogg. Then the next track on this album, These Walls. This song might actually be my favorite. I absolutely love the flow of this track, some of the instrumentation that comes in. It just sounds really, really cool with a really emotional and heartfelt chorus. Just an amazing, amazing song. Straight up, probably my favorite song on the album, honestly, but there are so many awesome songs to pick from this thing. The next track on this album, You, is definitely one of my least favorites on the record, though. A lot of people have been putting this song on a pedestal based upon its lyrical content. I just really can't get into the guest vocalist's rap verses on this track. I feel like it goes on a bit too long, and the message kind of gets lost because it just feels a little bit boring near the end of the track. Just my personal opinion, but then we shoot right back up again with the track Alright. Once again, another insanely catchy chorus, really cool beat going on behind this track. It's just amazing. The next track, For Sale, another interlude track, just sounds really great. Really cool rap verses on here. The flow is just so perfect on this album, along with the crazy ass production. I absolutely love it. Then the next song, Mama, once again, it slows down the album a little bit with this really awesome kind of quiet production. Reminds me of like production that would be on like a Nicholas Jar album, or hell, maybe even a little bit Damon Albarn, Everyday Robots, and how it kind of sounds like, you know, the instrumentation behind the song Lonely Press Play. It has that kind of quiet, kind of cool, like using bottles as instruments type thing going for it. Sounds really epic, and it's a really cool way to, once again, kind of change up the game when it comes to like rap music and incorporating something like that into the verses. It just sounds really neat. The next song, Hood Politics, is definitely another one of my least favorites on the record. Still, really good song. I just cannot really get into it that much. I don't know why. The next song, How Much a Dollar Cost, another really strong track. Really great chorus on this one as well. Complexion is really great. The part from Rhapsody on this song is just beautiful. Absolutely love this song. The next song on this album, The Blacker the Berry, one of the first singles to drop from this album. Complexion actually has a cool part where it kind of fades into The Blacker the Berry in kind of a weird way. The transition between there kind of syncs up really well, in my mind anyway. You Ain't Gotta Lie is really great. The song at first I didn't really dig this when it first dropped as a single, but in the context of this album, I really, really dig it. And then the last song on this album, Mortal Man, is a 12-minute epic which features an interview from Tupac right there at the very end, which is wild how he took like an old interview from Tupac and chopped it up to match what he was saying. That he interviews Tupac on this album, and it's just wild how well he put that whole thing together. And it's just another really epic and kind of a long stretched way to end out the album, but it's really cool hearing something like that. The really unique styles going on in this album, along with the beat and the rap vocals and some of the melodies on this album, just appealed to me so much. Topping it all off with this kind of jazz funk overtones, it's just so cool to hear something like this. And honestly, I'm going to be picking this up as soon as a physical copy is released. It's going to go right next to my copy of Good Kid, Mad City. Cannot wait for the release of this album. I love it, love it, love it. I'll probably stream it again quite a few times before the end of this week. So, yeah, if you haven't heard the new Kendrick Lamar, you gotta check this shit out. It is straight pumping. Apart from a few songs on here that didn't really appeal to me that much, just a tiny bit few, a few parts that I felt are a little long-winded, I honestly love this album and would recommend. It gets a strong 8 out of 10 from me. I'm gonna start a real ranking system here. So 8 out of 10, check out Kendrick Lamar's new album. You need this Kendrick in your life. If you love Good Kid, Mad City, you will love To Pimp a Butterfly. One of the best hip-hop albums I've heard in a long time. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, Kanye, you got your work cut out for you. So help me God, better be fucking pumping, bro.